to Fromania Bricks, and welcome back to the world's fanciest LEGO recording studio that you'll ever find when you're hanging out in our house and up on the second floor. And in this room. Today, we are taking a look at the Star Wars 327th Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack, released on August 1st. We picked this one up at Target. Do you know, though, the store that Stormtroopers likes to shop at most?
Where?
The one next to Target.
That one's funny.
Honestly, I don't really like Star Wars jokes anymore.
No?
They're all a little forced. You know what? These blue lights just aren't working with this yellow set. Alexa, Lego room, yellow. And just like magic, I think we're in a better vibe, a better feel here to take a look at this set. We're going to put this set up against the Fromania Brick Super Proprietary, Ultra Precise Lego Review System. And guess what? If you head over to Facebook to our new community group, Build Together, you can let us know what you would have scored this set. Or you can drop it in the comments below. Down in the description below, you'll see the link to our Facebook group. It's a brand new community we've got started as a way to interact with all of you all on a more personal level. So we hope you head on over to Zuck's place and connect with our group. We'd love to meet you there. So let's start by taking a look at the 7 minifigures that came with this set. All right, Micah, so in front of us we have these 7 minifigures. Came with 4 clone troopers, 3 droids, and a robot in a pear tree.
That's a turret. It's like a little blaster cannon guy.
So these are brand new 327th clone troopers. Tell me what's so special about these guys.
So the main thing that makes these special is probably going to be your plastic pauldron. They've never, to my knowledge, or no, they actually did do more generic plastic pauldrons for the old Clone Wars clones. But then they transitioned to the cloth, which, in my opinion, the plastic looks better and more accurate. And they gave it for all 4 of them, which is nice, and not normally what they would have done. Normally, it's like, oh, we made this cool new accessory, and on one of them gets it.
What's pretty cool is they won't wear out like an old cloth pauldron.
Yeah, I had the original 2012-2013 Captain Rex, and my pauldron ended up very filthy and ratty.
Do these guys all have the same face on them?
Yes, they do all have the same face. They get some variation in the accessories, and one of them gets the cool new antenna piece from the new Jango Fett Starship or Slave One set, and it's actually, it came with 2 spares, so I feel like they sold themselves short on the packaging, only including 1 on the box, because it actually came with 2 spares, so they should have at least had 2 guys with antennas, in my opinion, on there.
So will you hook these antennas onto your other guys?
Possibly, or I'll keep them as spares for other custom troopers. I'm not quite sure. And then you have 3 super battle droids. These, I believe, would be the same one. They sure look like the same one that came in the 2023 Clone Trooper and Droid Battle Pack, which came with actually a couple more figures than this one and was $15 less, but we'll talk about that in value. They're pretty good looking. The joints certainly feel a lot sturdier than the old ones that broke super easy.
Alright, so when we're talking minifigs, we're not only talking the design that we looked at, we're also talking about the quantity of minifigs as well as were the right minifigs included.
I think for a battle pack, 4 figures, 4 troopers is historically what they've done, and I think 4 is a good number. I think that at $45 we should have had maybe some design changes on the figures or just an extra trooper or 2. So the quantity is fine, but the price for the quantity, the super battle droid, same number we got in the battle pack from last year, but we didn't get the 2 bonus battle droids, regular battle droids that you got in that one. So I think you got the right quantity of the figures. For these, I wish they gave the option to have the cloth waist cape. I get what they say about it being harder to play with, but they could have given them as spares and let the collectors who want to display them have the cloth. That's what I think, but overall the design is really nice. I love the new pauldrons.
So how are you going to score our minifigs today?
I'd say they're almost perfect, but not quite, because they should have had the cloth waist capes. The helmet holes don't bother me much. I say 9.
All right.
Almost perfect, but there's a couple things, especially at the price, I could have done to give it a perfect 10.
Well, these minifigs didn't come assembled like this, because no Lego comes assembled. It all has to be built. This was definitely a small set, but what was the build experience like on this? I mean, it is what it is. It's a battle pack.
Yeah, it is what it is, pretty much. No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't like a, whoa, this is a super exciting build, but it wasn't super tedious either. I mean, you are repeating his legs. You're doing those legs twice, so slightly repetitious, but not really. It was an average build experience.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really buying a battle pack for the build experience,
Definitely
but
not.
it's part of building Lego, so...
And we did get stickers. I wish we could have had prints.
Oh, yeah, a set like this, I don't think there should be stickers. I think those... You've got just a couple, 4 stickers on this? 5 stickers on this? Mm-hmm. And those could have definitely been prints. So where are you going to land on your score?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of, giving a low score on the build experience because it was tedious, because sometimes it's just how it goes to get the model to look how it should. But I don't like the stickers, so... like having to do stickers, so I would give it 8 out of 10.
All right. Well, we just talked about the stickers that were on this from a build experience standpoint, so I think that we just take a look at the overall design of this set now. We've already talked about these little clone guys here, so let's let them flank the side for us and make way for the 2 main builds. The first is this walker. Is this some type of actual named walker?
So this would be an ATRT, and as best as I can tell, it's still freakishly large for as far as how an ATRT would look. They're pretty small. The closest Lego ever got, it was the Polybag, and they had one in the 2016 Turbo Tank that was a good size. And this is certainly smaller than the one from the 2025 First Battle Pack. So they're moving in the right direction, but I'm pretty sure this is still too big.
I am a fan of the yellow.
But yes, the yellow is really nice.
Is that what it would have been in the show? I'm
not sure if they ever actually show a 327th ATRT, or if this is just kind of their imagination for what they would have. I'm sure these guys had an ATRT, right? Because it was a vehicle that the Clone Army used. But I will say it's one of the first battle packs that I've looked at and been like, I'm excited to put that on display. Most of the time, the build is kind of throwaway. And this time I would say it actually is, it's pretty cool. And I'm excited to display it. I really do think it came out pretty nice, with the exception of, I wish they could have maybe made the blaster look a little neater on there. I'm fine with them using a stud shooter, because it is a playset, but maybe if they could have made it, something just feels kind of not right about it.
It definitely looks awkward, like his tongue is sticking out, or like he's got a big chin. You can see the stickers. These 2 flag elements on the side have stickers, a little 1x2 sticker, a 2x4 sticker, and a 1x2 wedge sticker. Then, along with the ATRT, is this a spider droid?
Yeah, I think that's actually what it's called, Spider Droid. And this is different. Historically, for over a decade, these guys, they made them with, one of the big ball turret sphere pieces was his head. And I don't know what the thing should look like, but I do like the appearance of this more than the older ones. I think they definitely improved on it. I like the look of the legs, and the turret is cool. So, no complaints with him. I think he came out good.
I don't think you're going to understand this reference, but when you look at him right like this, he looks kind of like Q*bert.
I do, because he was in that Pixels movie.
Oh, that's right. So, a little Q*bert droid.
I agree.
For sure. So, when we are talking about visual design on a set like this, I think that minifigs are kind of lumped into the design as well, because they play such a big role. But where are we going with the scoring on visual design for this?
I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a good bit smaller. Spider Droid is pretty improved based upon the older Spider Droid. The turret is what it is. It doesn't look great, but it serves its purpose. I feel like they made some good improvements on the troopers, but like I said, the cloth combos would have gone a long way. So, 8.5. It's pretty good in most areas. There's just some room for improvement, I think.
We are getting closer and closer to the big question of, is this 327 Star Corps Battle Pack worth the price? But Lego it's built to be played with. As much as we collect and display, this stuff, we can't forget, is meant to be a child's toy. It's actually meant to be played with. So playability and functions is a big part of our scoring process. Let's be honest. If you can't look at this and figure out what the playability is, then maybe pick up a different hobby? Is that harsh?
Yeah, there is, I think, some things that are worth noting, though. So the droid, he's cool, but his nose falls off very easily. They retired the stud shooters for the troopers that you used to get in the battle pack. They used to hold a stud shooter in their hand. And I think that's for better, but it does make it less playable. You did get this turret, though. That's nice. You can shoot the stud and lose it forever. Same goes for the walker. It has the turret on front that you can shoot. Now, my major complaint with that is it should have been on a ball joint. It's on a ratchet joint, so it just goes up and down. Or down, rather. It should have been on a ball joint. I don't see why it couldn't have been on a ball joint where you could move it side to side as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The front will ratchet up and down, but the whole ATRT's got to turn if you want to shoot to the side.
You do get clips on the back for the gun of the guy who's driving it, which is a major plus because it's no fun to not know where to put the gun. Legs move. So, as far as battle packs go, there's maybe been more playable, but I think there's also been less playable. I don't know if this counts for playability, but just fidgeting with the extras that came in it, I was able to make like a shotgun-looking blaster for one of the troopers.
Oh, that's super cool.
Thank you.
So that was just with the little extra bits that come with the set.
Yeah, you got a bonus blaster, one of the small pistols. So that's cool. You can make a guy hold 2 pistols. And then most battle packs, it would either be like, this is just the bad guys, or this is just the good guys. So I do kind of like, and I know we've done it in the past, but I do like the direction we're trending in, and you get, this is mainly a clone battle pack, but you do get droids too, because if you're a kid buying this, well, if you bought one with just clones, it's not much of a battle pack, it's just a trooper pack. This one is a battle pack. You have a whole battle.
That's a good point.
You get in one box everything you need to have a full play event. For what it is, and considering too that mainly the reason you buy these is just to build your army of troopers, I think it's pretty good. I'd give it a solid 8.5 again.
All right, and Lego, you now have your new marketing slogan for your battle packs, which is a play event in a box. All right, Micah. Now for the elephant in the room. Okay, maybe not the elephant in the room. For the ATRT in the room, let's talk about this $45 price tag for a battle pack. I remember when battle packs used to be $19.99.
They used to be $10. Way back when, they were $10.
So these came in at 15.5 cents per part. Now, I do get, there's a lot of minifigs that are part of it.
The minifigs. So, like,
it's still pretty hefty.
Yeah. To me, when you buy a battle pack, you're paying for the minifigures mainly. I've seen, you know, most people when they buy the things in bulk, it seems like they don't even build all the builds because that's... So, this is definitely an upgraded build based upon what you get in most battle packs. But it's the same number of figures, and I think that they're charging more money for something people don't necessarily want to be paying for. Like, people don't necessarily need an army of 50 ATRTs if they're wanting to army build. And it certainly makes it harder for people to build their army of troopers when it's at a higher price with a nicer build. But I do like the build, and I'm more excited about the build than I have been for other battle packs.
Now, I want you to consider this sitting on the shelves next to the V19 Torrent.
Yeah.
Right? You've got the V19 Torrent that is, what, 570, almost 600 elements. It's $64. And then you've got this for $45. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
And so the barometer I'm measuring it by is the 2024 Battle Pack, which I think was a very fair price. You got 3 of these guys, 2 regular battle droids, and then 4 clone troopers, and that was $30. The build here is better, I will give it that, but you get less on the battle droid side, and it's 50% more And that just feels inexcusable. I will say that the new mold for the pauldron does add some value to it. If they would have given the option, keep the printed comma, give the option to give these guys cloth commas, maybe arm printing in printed pieces, I would say as it is with those improvements, it's worth the $45. But as it is, I can't see the 45. I feel like they're kind of overcharging because they know that people are going to be excited about the Clone Troopers. I don't see at all how this is $15 more than the one from last year.
All right, so where are we going to score this at?
What would you score it?
What would I score it? You don't want to know what I would score it.
I want to know what you would score.
I'd give it a 6.
I'm thinking somewhere in that 6 or 6.5. I think it's worth $5 more than the other battle pack. I think 35 would have been fair given you get these pauldron pieces, because those are pretty cool and your build is improved.
I think it's a 6.
So
it's bad.
I'll give it a 6.5.
No, you're just being kind now.
I am being kind. No, I'll give it a 6. It is bad.
All right, well, the verdict is in on the 327th Star Corps Battle Pack. And the SPUPLR don't lie. This Battle Pack scored a 40, which is one of the lower sets that we've scored here in recent time.
But it isn't bad.
So to answer your question, should you add it to your collection? Honestly, it all comes down to how bad do you want these clones. Like, if you want them, you don't have a choice, but it is kind of spendy.
Yeah, what I say is if you're an army builder, go ahead on release day, grab one, maybe 2 of them, because you don't want to have to wait. So get 1 or 2. I will say, I got 2 because our boxes were damaged and we got 20% off. I was going to buy 1 at Target, and he said, we asked if we got a discount for a damaged box, and he said, yeah, 20% off. So I went and got a second one. If you want a bunch of them, my goal is 5 of them. Buy 1 or 2 on release day, and wait 6 months to a year, wait for Black Friday, and get if you want a sale at what would have been a fair retail price.
5?
I'm going to wait for a sale, so I'm not going to pay full price.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us today in the Lego room. Swing over to Facebook. Find our Build Together group. We'd love to meet you there, see the things that you're building. If you don't do any of that, though, go out there and do something extravagant in the world around you. We hope that you go out there and give more.
Do more.
Share more.
And love more.
And we hope that whatever you do, you always show your smile, because those smiles, they truly are contagious.
Give more, do more, share more, and love.